Hey guys, what's up? CGDannyB back again, and we have a vlog for you today, something we don't do too frequently here on the channel, but this was a pretty big occasion for me. So in the next coming week, I have a wedding to attend, and it's not just a wedding that I'm attending, I am the best man. My best friend Ben, my best friend since the 3rd grade, is getting married, and he has asked me to be his best man, which I'm very excited for. The twist, which makes this a very unorthodox wedding, is that it's a costume party. So aside from the bride and groom who will be dressing normally, everyone else attending will be in costumes. So we're going to have, witches, wizards, some people are going as people from Naruto, whole 9 yards. It's going to be great. But as the best man, I wanted to make sure that I stood out, not only because I'm going to, I like attention. I like attention a lot, but I felt this was a good time and a good chance for me to actually try out. But I thought this was a good time and the first chance for me to actually try out, I guess, what would be my first official cosplay. So for a while now, I've wanted to do a cosplay of Gl1tch from Rogue Company. You guys around here know that I really like this game. I really enjoy it, and Gl1tch is my main. For those who aren't familiar with Gl1tch, he is a hacker. He's got the LED mask, hoodie, all kinds of stuff. And it's a very simple costume to recreate. The hardest part is going to be the LED mask and programming it properly, but if you get the right kind of mask, it's not that big a deal. Either way, I will be giving the best man speech in this Gl1tch costume, and I figured why not document it, record it, just kind of get every step along the way and make it some content, right? That'll be great. So yeah, let's get started. What's up everybody, Danny back again with another vlog, which I don't do very often because honestly I don't do much but play video games. But I am off to Walmart, aka Wally World, because I have to grab a few things for my costume. Like I said, I'm going as Gl1tch. Gl1tch has a very distinct hoodie, where it's a white hoodie with like a pinkish red, like creepy smile on it. It's almost got like a Joker kind of aesthetic to it. Not really, but sort of, kind of. I need to go get some spray paint for that, and also for the shoulder pads, because the ones I have are black and white. I need to make them like a leathery brown kind of color. And then a few other things. So I'm running out to Walmart, gonna grab those things, and yeah. Then we'll get home and start constructing everything. Whew, okay, just finished at Walmart. Crazy actually in there for a Thursday at noon. It's packed. I feel so bad. I went through self-checkout and the one girl was just dealing with so much garbage, dude. I felt so bad for her. Just treat retail workers better, people. I don't know why people feel so entitled that they can just bully someone working behind the register. Like, seriously. They sit there all day dealing with your bullshit. Knock it off. There's an old lady who was like pissed because she picked up a bag of cat food that was like $1 more than it was marked. And I get it, you should have it marked right, but she's making this girl's life hell. And I'm like, let me just buy the spray paint and leave. And I felt bad for her, but anyway, old people, they suck. But speaking of spray paint, yo, Walmart selection sucks. This Walmart used to have like a whole wall of spray paint. It's just like gone. They have like 2 glass cabinets and like it's like 20 rows across and everyone's like 5 of the same color and most of it is empty. So I didn't get the red I was looking for. I think the brown I got's gonna be all right, and I got some clear coat, so hopefully it'll stay like leathery and shiny, but we'll see. But yeah, now I'm going to run over to Subway. I think I'm gonna grab myself a chicken bacon ranch melt. That sounds disgustingly delicious. I don't know why I said disgustingly, but I'll just go home and start working on the costume. Hey guys, voiceover Danny here, and this is me, outside of my own head. I'm sitting at my desk in the previous footage here, and I'm basically taping off my arm. This is where I'm going to be spray painting the red so I can put the nil logo that's on Gl1tch's right arm within a certain area. I guess I could have done this with fabric, but with the time I had and my expertise with sewing, yeah, I don't think I was going to play out very well. But yeah, all I really did was just put some painter's tape on, slip the hoodie off, and I will set it up against some pillows and some cardboard and spray paint that red. So that should be pretty easy. So next step is I went outside and I took the shoulder pads that I bought and laid them out in a set of 6. This first take was pretty easy. There wasn't much wind. I kind of just knocked them around a little bit with the pressure of the can, but it was really simple to spray paint these. I kind of gave them a couple layers, but just to start, It was just a matter of making sure there was a nice solid coat on them so that they turned brown instead of the white they were. After I let those dry, I hung out with my little pupper dog. This is Brody. Hey buddy, how's it going? He's such a cute little doggo. But then I went back, I added another coat onto these. Really simple, I just wanted to make sure they were solid like I said previously. As I let them lay out, I decided to do a little bit of testing because coming up when I spray paint the hoodie, that is going to be, it's a one and done shot. So I wanted as much practice as I could get. So I spray painted the cardboard around it. Now I head over to the hoodie itself. I spray paint the sleeve. This part's pretty easy since it's taped off and a lot of it's going to be hidden with the jean jacket and the sleeves underneath. It really didn't matter too much what I did here. But I did put on a couple coats. I taped it up so it had a chance to air dry, and then I had to kind of take a walk because the scary part happens now.
All right, so this is the part that kind of scares me to death. I started spray painting the shoulder pads and the arm, and now I have to put the face on the chest of the hoodie. I really get one shot at this, so realistically, whether it's good or bad, I'm just kind of fond of results. So wish me luck. Hope this comes out well.
So I pop a squat in the grass here and I kind of flatten out the hoodie, make sure it's as flat as I can. And I spent about maybe 3 minutes looking at the images online, but then I just went for it. I sprayed the eyes on, the mouth, and right out of the gate, I was pretty happy with it. I probably could have stopped here and called it a day, but obviously that wasn't all of it. So I started putting some of the teardrop running paint designs here on the eyes and the lips. And I added a few extra stains, some that aren't really in the images, but I figured it'd add a little extra touch to have a little more, you know, red pop here and there. It looked like it was kind of a messy job going on. I did some overspray and actually...
You actually? Hold up. Let me see this. Look at that. That is not half bad. I like the way that looks. It's just got like the drips of it coming down. There's a couple like spray marks that he has on the sides. I can't tell if it has pupils. I kind of just don't want to add them because I kind of like the way it looks. I'll probably have to put another coat on the arm, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty big success. Do you want it?
So while I let that dry, I hung out with the pupperwood again. I had his treat in my hand and he wanted it really bad, but he only gets a treat when he poops.
Say please.
So he just tried to scratch me for it, but I ended up letting him have it anyway.
Ready, set.
So I went back over to the shoulder pads, and this is where I had some trouble because they weren't flat when you flip them upside down, and the wind finally kicked in. So anytime I tried to spray these things, they just got thrown around. You can see here I'm struggling to keep them in place. So what I ended up doing in the end was just spray painting the bottom and then flipping them back over so they had some kind of foundation to them. And then I let these sit out to dry, which was pretty simple. And once I let these sit out, I went on to the jean jacket, so we're about to head inside. Oh wait, I forgot. We hung out with the dog a little bit more. Cute pupper. All right, now we head inside. So, the next thing we have to do for my Gl1tch cosplay, Halloween costume, yes, is the jean jacket. So first off, if you're a bigger guy trying to find a jean jacket that's not designer, good luck. Because I could not find anything remotely similar to what Gl1tch has in the game. It's got this unique collar, and I wasn't really sure the process of making that work without buying like 6 different jackets and like cutting and sewing. I don't even know if you can sew denim. Like I didn't know. So I went with the closest thing I could find. This thing is not exactly my size. Like I can't close this, but luckily with the costume, the hoodie is on display, so I don't have to close it. It just has to fit around my shoulders is like my biggest thing. But what we basically have to do is cut off these sleeves, but we can't get rid of them because I'll have to take like the forearm and somehow attach it to the hoodie, because in Gl1tch's costume he has the hoodie sleeve rolled up to here, but the jean kind of folds up over it. So that's the plan. We're gonna try and figure out how to make that happen. Meanwhile, everything else I've spray painted is already sitting outside. I'm going to watch some Netflix and cut up this jacket. So when I sat down to do this, or stood up to do this, whatever, when I got in the basement to do this, I anticipated cutting this jean jacket would take a lot longer than it actually did. The biggest struggle was like cutting through the seam of like the shoulder pieces or like the armpit sits. But once I was able to cut through those, I have like kitchen meat scissors, or I don't even know what they are. They came in some like crazy Cutco set or something like that. But yeah, I just took the sleeves off. I tested them out. I was seeing how high they sat on the shoulder. Basically, I just wanted to see where I'd have to pin them inside of the hoodie. And then I hopped over to the other side, cut that sleeve off, and that was pretty much it for the jacket. I did need to go back, like I said, and pin them, and then I have to paint the back of the jean jacket to get the like nil armor plate kind of insignia on it as well. But you'll see that later in the video. Yeah, once I cut the sleeve off, I test them on. I'm going to put on the actual vest part of the jacket too, and you guys get to take a little peek at that. Brody here got a little nosy. He was trying to figure out what was going on. He kept trying to explore for something, and I yelled at him for sniffing around too much. But now you can see here that I have the jacket on. It looks pretty good. I can honestly see myself just kind of vibing in this, but probably not. Fixing the collar, and then I'm going to slip the sleeves on just to see where they sit neutral. So yeah, here we go. Flop them on. I think this looks really good. If the jacket was still intact, I think I look baller. But I'm gonna rip these sleeves off like a real badass. Look at me. And since I had everything done and everything was drying, I just sat in the living room, played some Pokemon Shield, and watched Sex Ed Season 3. Good show. Would recommend. But yeah, I just kind of vibed for the rest of this night, let everything dry, and I picked up to work the next day. Oh, hey, I didn't see you back there. Bleh. So now I'm gonna make myself a bottle of Dubby. What's that? You don't know what Dubby is? Oh, sounds like it's time for an ad read. This video is brought to you by Dubby Energy. Dubby is a jitterless energy drink formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crash. Dubby's formula contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropics, including the patented Neurofactor. In total, Dubby contains a blend of 10 awesome ingredients teamed up to boost your focus and keep you at the top of your gameplay. Dubby's flavor recipes are one of a kind and custom made by Dubby, so you won't find their exact flavor profiles anywhere else because they only exist with Dubby. Two of those flavors that they just released in the last month are Galaxy Grenade and Dub Sludge. Granny Smith apple with a hint of some secret sauce, and Galaxy Grenade is watermelon, guava, and a lime explosion. These are two great flavors and I love both of them. And aside from the two new flavors, Dubby just released 5 new colors for their shaker bottles. This is one of the ones I got right here. It's this light blue with the white cap, and they also have another one that's currently in the dishwasher, but it's see-through and it has their Dubby Smile logo on it. They're really cool. Highly recommend you guys pick one up. So be sure to go over to dubby.gg right now and use creator code CGDannyB at checkout for 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, be better. All right, now that we got some Dubby in our system, I am plugging in my hot glue gun, make sure it's heated up, and I'm going to glue together these shoulder pads. But first, I have to get all these extra frays off. After doing some of the spray painting, some of the little threads or whatever these shoulder pads have started to come out. So I had to go and clean them up a little bit, that way they were just tattered or whatever, which honestly, if I think about it, probably wouldn't have been too bad because it was a worn uniform anyway, so probably made more sense to have it. But either way. So yeah, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 on each side. I'm going to glue the 3 pieces together, and then these will eventually get pinned to the jean jacket. So that way it looks like I have little shoulder pads to protect me from, you know, bullets and whatever else going on. But I had to take a little starburst break. The pink starbursts are the best. You can fight me. But yeah, here I'm going to fold these up, chrome a little bit, and just start gluing away. I probably used way more hot glue than I needed, but throughout the weekend, nothing seemed to fall apart. So it worked out pretty well. Yeah, it just took a little bit, making sure they stayed together, didn't fall apart. Go in for a second layer of glue for the 3rd shoulder pad on the left side, I believe this set is. Like I said, this glue gun, it uses a lot of glue. I personally use a lot of glue, but it seems to like just kind of overheat a little bit. Like I feel like one stick just kind of gets evaporated. You see, like that was a whole stick when I went to glue those, and now it's just gone. But it works out in the end. I get this all together, and these shoulder blades are easy peasy and done. I pinned them off screen where you can see in the full costume, but now we're going to move on to the next part, and that is painting nil onto the clothing. So this part was a little bit ass backwards for me. What I ended up doing was getting some white out, because I didn't think about the back of the jacket at first. I only thought about the sleeve, and the whiteout that I got has this little like fan brush kind of thing. I was expecting more of the sponge, which would fill in better. So because I'm persistent and stubborn and too lazy to get up and get actual paint and a paintbrush, I went at it. I tried to get this in, so much so that I ended up like pouring the white out onto the jacket and then spreading it with the brush rather than scooping it with the brush and painting it on. Yeah, this didn't go well. This took way longer than it needed to. After I finished with the nil on the shoulder, I ended up switching to the paintbrush and putting that to good use for the back of the jean jacket. So I only suffer for this portion of it. But yeah, the nil, I'm not entirely sure what the canon backstory is for it. I'm assuming it's some hacker organization that Gl1tch is a part of. I don't know if it's in his bio in the game. I didn't see it on the wiki or anything, but it's on his sleeve for the hoodie and it's on the back of his jacket. So I assume super relevant to him. I had a few little mishaps here where I dropped some white out, but honestly, no one noticed it. I barely noticed it after it was officially put in there, but yeah, it came out looking all right. I wish I had some kind of stencil for it, but with the time I had left, I just kind of had to go for it, you know? But yeah, next up, I am going to take this jean jacket outside and spray paint the back brown. Now, looking at this after the fact in the footage, it sat a lot better than I thought it did. Seeing this in person, the brown was not seating into the jacket very well. I put on like 3 or 4 coats, but watching this back in sped up format, I can see how much it really changed the color. But at the end of the day, it all came out great. I went in, I sprayed, I let it dry a couple times. I want to say I put 4 coats on. I taped off some of the little threads there where it's kind of tattered. I thought those really added to the costume, so it was like a war-torn jacket. So I put some painter's tape over there. Here I got in a lot closer and just started putting like a whole butt ton of spray paint in. I think I used probably like maybe 3/4 of this can. There I got a little overzealous and I kind of have some stray marks in it, but the paint ends up drying here. I get one last little bit where I see some blue and I let this dry for quite a few hours.
My feet are wet. The grass is so covered in dew and my shoes are soaked. I'm not wearing socks, so that's kind of a plus, but I think I'm done. I'm gonna go back inside.
Now this is all dry and brought it back inside. I used some actual house paint here. I got a painter tray and I got my pencil and I wrote nil again on the back. This one used a different font. It's got a little more curvature to it, sans serif. This I think could have been a little bit easier again if I had some kind of stencil. And I also used some pretty worn paint brushes. They were all round tipped. If I had something a little more flat, that kind of helped to get the surface area of those letters a little bit better. I think this could have been done a lot faster, but it ended up coming out all right in the end. As I'm sitting here painting this, I think I had Critical Role on the side. So you see my head keeps like snapping to my left, being like, oh, what's going on in Critical Role? Speaking of which, let me know if you guys are watching Critical Role. I've never watched before. Season 3 or campaign 3 rather, is the first bit of Critical Role I'm actually watching. I need to catch up on the second part of the campaign, and yeah, I need to stay up to base with this one. I'm really excited to keep seeing. Fresh to cut grass is my boy. See, I think altogether this whole back piece here took maybe like an hour just to put the stencil down and paint it in. And then I let it dry so I can move on to what will be the final part of the costume. Like I said, I think painter's tape or some kind of stencil would have made this a little bit cleaner, but I didn't have any complaints. Nobody really calling out for the lackluster parts of the costume. And for a first cosplay, I really can't complain too much, you know, with hindsight being 20/20 and seeing some of the smaller details. But yeah, I guess we only have one more thing to do. All right, now we're on to probably the most important part of this entire costume, and that is the mask. So I bought this LED mask off of Amazon at this point 3, 4, maybe 5 months ago. And I've had it sitting here and I've messed with it a little bit, but I haven't officially like set anything up. But there's different ways you can do these. You can actually take pictures from your phone, upload them onto it, and it'll like pixelate it and make it a mask. I have yet to make the Gl1tch one, but I'm using, it's called Shining Mask. I don't know that's something you can just freely download. I know there was like a QR code or a link inside of the packaging when I got it. But I'm going to recreate a couple of the Gl1tch masks here, so that way I can have a few to switch between as I'm sitting at the wedding. I want to go with default Gl1tch, which will primarily be what's on the screen. And then I want to have the reticle. I think he has 2 different ones. He has a blue and a red reticle for when he like hits somebody or he's shooting. And I'm gonna see if I can find a few others maybe that might fit on the screen, maybe that aren't official, but they might be fun to just have. But primarily want to focus on making sure we have the default one. So let me find some images. Okay, so I found a couple samples already. First one they have, this is, I think, mostly fan art. This first one is the original, but they have a couple, like a kissy face, a stunned face, the uwu. I might try and do the uwu. I think it'd be a fun one to have. And this really cool like X'd out eyes, drop jaw one. All right, so making the masks and all the LED displays actually took like a good maybe 50 minutes of me just kind of talking and rambling on as I picked at the finer details of all this stuff. So I kind of want to just speed it up and dumb it down a little bit. All I really did was go in and recreate the shapes in a symmetrical kind of way. So I copy paste and mirror it over, create all the little rivets, the different kind of dips. And you can see here I have two different eyes. I did one flat and one with the drop shadow just to see how they looked on the mask. I think at the end of the day I ended up going with the drop shadow because it didn't really show much other than just making the thing look bigger. The shadow itself was kind of moot. But then you see here I jumped to the reticle. This one was actually kind of fun because it was really simple, but there were some smaller details in it when it came to dropping some of the back area around the actual lines of the reticle. You can see here I start to go around, select and expand and delete that so it has a little fresh look on it. We've got the initial mask. So this is what it looks like out of the box. I still haven't even taken the plastic off. Like I'll probably do that in the next couple days. But on the back, all it really is just like a black surface with this rubbery goggle like texture. And the way it works is I take the app and I save the images. I have JPEGs and PNGs. I'm gonna try both and see which works best. And when I sync it with the mask, it'll put the image I save as the background. So that's the next step. That's what we're shooting for. By the way, be sure to go over to YouTube and watch my Rogue Company videos. I haven't put one up in a while, but we got some funny content. I'm gonna try and show this. So the image that I made is probably too small because it wants to scale to a certain size. If I try to shrink it, it's like, nope, too small. And it rescales, so now the mask cuts off. I'll go rescale this after the fact to make it look better, but for now I'm just gonna test it and make sure I see what it looks like. So sync it up. I gotta resynchronize, hold on. 75%, the arrow's pretty cool though. All right, hey, look at that. That actually looks really good. Yo, hold on. All right, so this on. Hold on, I put the beanie back on because I'm insecure. How's that look, guys? Hold on, I just look at my camera. Yo, I'm digging it. It's hard to see right now because I have to look down to look through. Yo, I'm really happy with this. Let me try the reticle too. All right, and boom. You guys should be seeing it. Yeah, dude, this is awesome. And it should be as easy as ba-ding, 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 ba-ding. I'm assuming it's changing. Otherwise, I'm just making ba-ding noises for no reason. Hold on, I'm so impressed with this, dude. Yo, that's so sick. This is the part that's really exciting because, like, this is it. This is the part of the mask you're like, this is the character. And the fact that I have it here is, like, really exciting. Like, I'm at the final leg of this part of the process. Yeah, this is awesome. So first off, I had prepared a speech here for the last couple months until Ben told me there would be some family members that prefer a lack of vulgarity. So thank you, Courtney and his grandma. I guess it happens. No cabin will stay there. So sorry, I gotta back up. So hello everyone. For those of you who know me, you're welcome. For those of you who don't, I'm sorry. My name is Danny, I'm 26, bachelor, I like video games and cartoons, pretty great. Ben and I have been best friends since the 3rd grade. When he moved to my elementary school, came into my class for the first day wearing a bright orange Pokemon t-shirt. And from there our relationship just kind of blossomed. It's pretty great. In growing up with Ben, I've been able to see a lot of the beautiful relationships that he's built along the way. And then a bunch of the other ones that weren't the bride or myself, so. So once upon a time, a young Benjamin came to the boys and said that he was dating a young lady that he met while playing Dungeons and Dragons.
And I thought, all right, that's pretty cool. She sounds all right, but we don't know her yet. We don't know. She might be, we'll see. We got to check her out. We got to make sure she's all right. A couple months later, we meet Courtney for the first time at a get-together, and she's personable. She's keeping pace with everybody else. She's being super funny, and I'm like, you know what? This girl's cool. I like her, man. We'll see if she sticks around. I like her. Following day, Ben comes to me and says, by the way, Courtney says that you are her favorite of my friends. I'm like, all right, cool. She's a keeper. I like her. She's cool. She was indeed very blunt. So fast forward a couple years, and Ben comes and tells the guys that, hey, I'm going to propose to Courtney. And his plan was to gather the same group of Dungeons & Dragons players, same place, and propose to her. Now, as the guy who's been single for most of his life, I really shouldn't have any input on this thing. Typically, when a friend of mine says they want to propose to their girlfriend, I'm not really on board. Usually it's the relationship hasn't been there long enough, or I just don't like their girlfriend, period. But when Ben said he wanted to propose to Courtney, I was elated. I was very excited for the two of them because I knew they'd make a beautiful couple. So, jump forward again. Proposal's going off without a hitch. We're sitting in the car, Ben and Courtney in the front seat, me in the back seat. Ben turns his head 45 degrees to the right and goes, hey Danny, best man, right? I'm like, yeah, dude, absolutely. I know, it's very romantic. But, of course I was honored to be the best man. It's something that doesn't happen to everybody or very often. And I anticipated that Ben put all of his efforts and energy into proposing to Courtney and making sure that she said yes, that I just kind of got that last spurt of energy. But a few days later, Ben and Courtney asked if they could come over to my place, and they had something for me. So they pulled up into my yard, walked across my lawn, and Courtney had a small cardboard box in her hand that she then handed to Ben, who then handed it to me. Inside the box was a bunch of goodies, a few little alcohol samples, some of these little brownies dropped in hot chocolate. It was delicious, it was great. But the most important part of the gift was a small note on maroon cardstock with a piece of printer paper taped to the front. And on that printer paper was a picture. Spoilers, if you haven't seen the movie Up, that's your fault. On the front is an image of Carl, the old man giving his final Wilderness Explorer badge to Russell. And the captain says, I would like to award you with the highest honor I can bestow. And instead of the Wilderness Explorer's badge, it's a little thing that says, hello, my name is Best Man. And that was a very important night in my life, even if Ben created graphic designer sin by using Comic Sans. Absolutely perfect. Whew. I'm good. But in preparation for the wedding, as the best man, I didn't have too many responsibilities other than throwing a killer bachelor party and being here today. And so far, I'm 2 for 2. So, but one thing I didn't anticipate in preparation for this wedding was helping the bride as much as I did. There were multiple occasions where I'd get messages in the middle of the day about screen resolutions and print sizes and things, and I was like, you know what? I got you. I am here to help. Even if I spent the first 5 minutes thinking that I was talking to Ben because these two have had the same profile picture on Facebook for the primary part of your relationship. So, even now you guys saw this.
Slightly different.
Slightly is the word. But in helping her so often, and we had a regular basis thing of finding images and things that she needed, I almost was prepared for her to ask me to be the maid of honor as well. But few shots, that's because trust me, you've done much more this weekend than I have. But yeah. Anyway, in helping Courtney come up with a bunch of things and designing a few things along the way, including the seating chart that you saw on the way here, I knew once again that she was the perfect match for Ben. So much so that I imagined, with the whole D&D thing, that along the way they're going to get into arguments, and the best way for them to decide is to roll a d20, and whoever gets the highest number is the one who wins. However, based on character backstory and everything, Courtney just always rolls with advantage. So, if you don't know D&D, that means she wins all the time. You guys listen to me talk enough, so to wrap it up here, I have a few things to say to Courtney. As we go here, I feel like as we start this beautiful marriage here, it's important for me to resign as your Minecraft boyfriend. I can't do that anymore. I appreciate it, but I think it's best that you guys take this yourself. But on a serious note, I watched a lot of YouTube best man speeches to prepare for this. And at this point in the speech is where the best man usually says, hey, welcome to the family, it's great to have you around. But it feels strange to invite you into a family that for the last few years, you've already had such a significant part of. So all I can really ask you is that you take care of this Destiny-loving, anime-watching beta male of a guy. But don't stop making fun of him. It's very important to his self-esteem. To Ben and Courtney, I love you guys. Congratulations and happy wedding.